Hey guys, I'm Marysa Maggio. Did I pronounce your name right? Marysa Maggio, right?
You got it.
Okay, cool. I make sure I'm saying it right. I feel like an idiot. Marissa's a very experienced agent with FFL. She's been with us on our lead platform for a little while. I like to do these calls and just, we have a lot of different folks that have a lot of different backgrounds that we work with, and I think it's always insightful and helpful for agents to, hear from people that we've been working with about their experiences just on the platform, what they're doing before, how the transition's been. I know you were doing a lot of in-field and in-person sales and have kind of more transitioned more recently to the virtual side of the game. So just gonna have a conversation with Marysa today and get a little insight from her. So thank you so much first and foremost for joining us, Marysa. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Matt. I appreciate you guys.
So tell me just give our listeners and our audience a little bit of background on you, like how long you've been in the insurance game and just a little backstory on you in the business.
Yeah, quick backstory. I've been in the insurance industry since late 2016. So
Oh wow,
about
been at it a while. Yeah.
yeah, been at it for a while. Been with Family First Life now for about 4 years. I was very heavy on direct mail mortgage. That's pretty much what I ran predominantly across the board. I typically issue out, between 30 to 50 families, however we want to, phrase that, so to say.
Yeah.
But with that being said, kind of transitioning to telesales, it was a big deal for me because I fell in love with mortgage protection and just kind of the concept and explaining it and going through it and kind of the art of it, I guess you could say. And I really wanted to not like only, I didn't want to be able to just work final expense or just work internet. Like I wanted to be able to like work a mortgage lead that felt like a mortgage lead. So since coming in, I mean, with you guys, it's been absolutely amazing. But I know you didn't get there yet, so just kind of jumped the gun on you, Matt.
Yeah. So running a lot of direct mail final expense. How long ago, and you said, I'm sorry, mostly direct mail mortgage, excuse me. How long has it been since you transitioned? I know we met, I think, right when you were kind of starting to transition into virtual. I know in the field predominantly, how long has it been since you've been running virtually and selling on the phone?
Yeah, so it's been about 2 months now, 2 full months.
Okay, yeah. So it was pretty much right at the time that we connected at that sales conference in outside of Boston. Okay, cool.
Exactly. Yep.
So let me ask, I mean, when what would you find, what would you say was the biggest maybe challenge as you went from kind of in the field to selling on the phone and doing everything virtually?
I think the biggest thing was almost just getting over like a mental block of like, they're gonna think it's sketchy because it was on Facebook. They're gonna think it's sketchy because it was on the internet. It's like, I think about the places that I find things at times, and it's like I purchase things off Instagram like daily, so I don't really, I almost head faked myself. Of like, there's no way that somebody could take me seriously, especially a mortgage lead, if you will, from filling out a Facebook ad and going to this website and but in looking at the process, I was like, this is really refined. So it was beautiful.
Awesome. So what was your big motivation or incentive, I guess, would you say? I mean, I think I kind of know the answer to this, but for all of our listeners and viewers, what was the big incentive for you to start looking at alternative mail sources? I mean, just predominantly the cost of direct mail and just things kind of drying up a little bit. Is that the big thing for you?
Yeah. So to be honest, I mean, like, Matt, by the time I started thinking about the cost of the direct mail, I was too concerned about it being dried up that I was barely noticing like my profitability margin, right? But then when it got stuck in my face and the direct mail really did dry up and it was like, okay, I'm getting 3, 4, 5 pieces of mail a week. Like I can't run my business off of that. I think that's when I really realized like, hey, like you do have other options. Like let's look
Yeah.
at it.
Awesome. And
And
so,
also like what really kind of pushed me too was like I love being in the field. If it was up to me today, to be honest, I would still be in the field,
yeah.
and it is up to me. However, I think it's an extremely duplicatable system, and being able to show other people how to do exactly what you're doing over the phone, I think there's a lot of power in that. Especially, 2024, here we are. So it's like virtual is not going anywhere. So that was also a big driving force of it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, I know, working with agents in the past, like, you're trying to help a new agent get started or somebody may be struggling and you're hearing like a secondhand account of what happened in the home and you have no idea really what went down. Whereas now, like you can literally listen to a phone call, to train someone up, you give them a bunch of closes and say, listen to these, learn how to say these words. So that's a great point that you're making regarding the duplicatability and the ability to really just train new people and kind of get them up to speed. I'd say in a lot more prompt fashion than maybe would otherwise be possible going off in-home stuff. So for sure. Great point. All right, let's
Absolutely.
transition into like, so got started with us a couple months back. What would you say, as far as, we showed you kind of our lead system, how it works, and, the mortgage campaign that you're running in particular, kind of like a two-step system. What's been your overall kind of experience as a whole, just with the program and kind of working with us?
Well, first of all, you and Aaron, the first time you guys, like, when we spoke at the sales conference, you guys are super excited. Honestly, I was really excited too. And then I was like, there's no way that there could be such lead. Like, truly, I was like, they seem like great guys. I don't think they're lying. I think they just might be a little bit excited. However, when you guys showed me the platform and like, we're like, hey, this is how it works. This is what it does. It really showed me like, first of all, not only were you guys not like excited, like you were telling me like the dead honest truth. But second of all, it also showed me like you guys actually care about the people you're working with. I know there's been a bunch of lead vendors I can think of that I've worked with that could, care less, Matt, like if the program is functioning properly, if things are going out and being received the way that they should be. And like how prompt you and Aaron answer me, like I think I texted you guys. I'm not proud of this on like Christmas Eve, and I'm pretty sure you guys like you got right literally right back to me in like 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
just the access of being able to even just like, hey, I don't understand this. Hey, look at this 2 minute video. Boom, you guys get it right over. And it's really been an experience that in the first month of it, I was almost like, can this work? But then once I got out of my own head, just like when I had to do in the home, it's
Yeah.
like this is so it's not it's like it's so easy. Like you just gotta work, and I think that you guys really have shown me that, and just essentially really the access like accessibility to you guys and the willingness that you care about the people you're working with, I think just speaks volumes.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I always tell everyone that we work with, like, it sounds kind of corny when I say like our platform was built by agents for agents. I mean, because Aaron and I literally built everything for ourselves, right? That's how it kind of came about. But we understand the shoes that you're in because we've been in those shoes and we built this to serve our own needs and basically allow us to do what we need to do in the business. And I always tell everyone that we work with, like, you'll never get better customer service from any lead vendor anywhere. Like, we really are passionate about, taking care of our people and being a support system, just help agents be as profitable as possible. I mean, that's our whole mission with the platform and everything we're doing. So, I really appreciate your kind words, and that means a lot. So thank you for that.
You got it.
So talk to me. I mean, you mentioned like a little bit of transition, right? You had to get out of your own head a little bit. So as you've kind of gone through that process of, I mean, because it's a lot, right? Like, you're not only transitioning to selling virtually and on the phone, but now you're working an entirely new lead type you never worked before. There's a lot of technology that you maybe not super familiar with. So talk to me about kind of that process and what that's looked like. And then kind of now that you've gotten settled in and gotten past maybe some of the mental hurdles that you had at the onset, what are things looking like as far as, just on the business front as a whole and kind of how things look there?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, after kind of getting past that mental block, I mean, I think like I relate to you and Aaron. I still do. I'm like, you guys know, like, I'm really not like on a 0 to 10 scale with tech. I'm like at a zero. You know what I mean? And you guys really kind of beared with me there. But the great thing about the platform too is like, it's truly almost like, and I say this in like a loving way. It's like stupid proof. It's like once you kind of go through it a couple of times, like it's like, okay, here's the conversations, here's the opportunities, here's how you kind of move them around, so to say, and here's the two places they are, like, and then it just kind of ties together and it feels like your normal sales process. So at this point, when I open up my computer in the morning, it's just like boom, I'm going to do my normal day, and it feels good. It's very streamlined too. With like the chat bot in there, it's been amazing. You got people setting up their own appointments, you wake up, things are set up for you already. Just like it's completely streamlined, like to a point that I didn't even know tech could do. So I mean, you guys literally have went like above and beyond. It's amazing.
So, like, from a standpoint of view, like you said, on a scale of 0 to 10, you said you're at zero on the tech side, right? So somebody
Yeah.
that's not super comfortable with a lot of technology, you found that you've been able to get acclimated and even make it work for you, even not feeling overly confident with some of the tech stuff.
100%. Yeah. It's literally like if you know how to answer a text message and like you can use your phone, like you guys have made it so you can use the system.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, no, that makes me, like I said, happy to hear. I mean, I know it's when anytime somebody starts doing something that's a little bit different, it can present challenges, but like anything, if you just kind of stick with it and work through some of it, you get acclimated and get the benefits from it. So obviously, I was actually looking at your ad account the other day. I mean, you've gotten a lot of leads in since you started kind of working with us. How have things worked as far as like just your overall lead bill? I mean, obviously what we do is a lot more favorable economically for the agent than direct mail mortgage. So talk to me a little bit about kind of how things have looked from a cost standpoint, what your lead flow looks like now, and just ultimately kind of how it's impacting, your ability to be profitable in the business.
Yeah, so when I first got into telesales, like I'm not gonna lie, Matt, like I didn't think like I was like not like almost like, oh, I'm too good for that. But, like I didn't think people really had like 15, 20 appointments a day. I was like, there's no way. Like that doesn't make sense. Like you couldn't possibly handle that, right? Now, kind of being in telesales, I see like, hey, like that's what you need to have a successful day. And with the platform and the actual spend, first of all, in comparison to direct mail, I mean, it's like I'm spending like an eighth maybe of what I was spending on direct mail, which
Wow.
is that's beautiful on its own, right? But aside from that, it's like the amount of leads that you have coming in, the completes, the incompletes. For me, I haven't really seen much of a difference in terms of selling them. I feel like I'm able to book them, I'm able to get them on the phone. It's kind of just like, it goes one way or the other, which I like to be really transparent. And again, I've transitioned from virtual, in-home to virtual, but this is my first month, breaking that 40 families, and I've been with you guys only for 2 months. So I think that speaks volumes in its own. Now, are you
That's
guys my
awesome. I
only?
mean, I hate to interrupt real quick, but like that's just awesome because like to go from, I mean, it's a transition. Like obviously going and doing 40 families in the home when you're belly to belly at the kitchen table, you've developed that skill set and honed it over many, years doing this to be able to like take a step back, go in a totally different direction. And obviously you still have all the knowledge with respect to like how to frame value around mortgage protection, but selling it on the phone where you don't have the ability to use any body language, they can't see you, right? It's all tonality, pacing on the phone, all this stuff. For you to be right back to that level of production, a couple months after making a significant departure from what you'd always done, that's awesome. And guys, the other thing I'm going to say about that is that's living proof. Marysa's living proof that like if you're committed to a process, just like selling insurance in the home is a skill that can be acquired through just doing reps, it's the same thing on the phone. You just have to be willing to be like, okay, I'm going to work through this and learn it. And I mean that's just awesome. I mean to go from doing no phone sales at all to transitioning over to selling on the phone and then literally 2 months later hitting 40 families, helped them. I mean that's awesome. Good for you, girl. That's
Thank you.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Couldn't have done it without you, literally. So thanks.
Well, you're the one doing the work. You're putting in the work. We're helping you get some leads that are, qualified and putting the numbers in your favor and trying to make it economically favorable for you. But you're obviously the one making the phone calls, and putting in the work. So, no, it's been awesome. I mean, I love like we're all about obviously, helping agents be more profitable, and that's kind of our name of the game. So it just makes me real happy that you've been able to come in, have the success, and you're kind of on the trajectory that you're on. In closing here, I mean, what would you say to any agents out there, that are just evaluating options, looking at options for their more, different types of leads, transitioning into, virtual sales, like, and just anyone that may be on the fence in terms of, looking at our program. I mean, you've obviously worked with a lot of different vendors and a lot of different types of leads. And I don't want you to, like I said, sugarcoat it in any way, shape, or form, but just an honest opinion of what you'd say to someone if they were looking at potentially working with us and what they would expect to get.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first of all, I would say like I don't sugarcoat. Even if I try to, it usually comes out really bad. So you guys would know if I was sugarcoating. With that being said, I think that if you're in home, you're doing mortgage protection, you're dropping mail, whatever you're doing, but you want to go telesales, whether that's mortgage, it's final expense, these guys do both. I'm on that mortgage side, and to be honest, I truly didn't think it was possible. I was like, "It's no way." I talked myself out of it, Matt, for months, literally, until you and Aaron. I saw you guys, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna do it." And by the way, I want to be clear too. Like, it took me 2 weeks to actually do it, to do the process, right? Like, embarrassingly enough, I only called my scheduled appointments, like the ones that schedule themselves. So really, like, take into account how much are you spending on leads, right? Like these guys focus on profitability, and I think that says a lot about you guys, just character speaking. But like also the focus on the quality of the lead. The lead quality, it's like the amount of things that are being asked on that questionnaire, if it's completed, and about 50%, give or take, are completed, it's like, it's to me, it's better than a mortgage mailer. You have more information,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Betting all the
and
health stuff, who's it for, what
exactly.
is it
You
bad?
have the health, you have, are they married, who are they looking to protect, like how much do they owe on the mortgage, so you know what you're kind of walking into, like before you even
Yeah.
walk into it. I think that that's really cool. And just being able to like say like, hey, it like just like you said, Matt, like if I can do this process in the home, all I have to do is be committed to relearn a process. And to be honest, I've worked with a ton of lead vendors. And prior to you guys, I did work some, Facebook mortgage, if you will. And it just wasn't quality. Like it was like 18 people called me. It was the normal kind of runaround. And it's like, oh, why did 18 people? They might have filled out 18 forms. Like, I don't get that. Like,
Yeah.
usually I'm the first person, like, that they're talking to. And I think there's a lot of power in that. Or I'm the last person they're talking to. And there's also a lot of power in that. It's like, I looked for mortgage protection. I tried to get it. I didn't qualify. I don't understand type of deal. And then that's when you come in as the professional and you help them
Yeah.
apply for what they qualify for. So it kind of goes both ways. But it's very much like when I get on the phone, Matt, like I know basically like I'm helping this person, or I know within 5 minutes, like I'm getting off the phone because they don't want to be helped. And I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of power in that too.
No, that's great. No, I'm fired up for you, Marysa. And like, I know it's been a little bit of a process to get you to this point, but I mean, like I said, you're just a testament to putting in the work, doing the reps, building the skill set, and like to literally go from, never having done anything as far as selling remotely to helping 40 families plus a month, and then slashing your lead bill in, like you said, you're spending a lot less money now than you were. Just all ultimately be more profitable. I mean, that's the name of the game. So I'm stoked for you. I'm excited to see you keep crushing and I think the future is going to be very bright, just given that, you've really got this kind of down and you can just keep your foot on the gas. And then ultimately, like we were talking about before we started the interview, start helping other agents. You got a real solid process in place to be able to help other agents come in and do the same thing. So,
Absolutely. And last thing I want to just kind of mention there too is I haven't personally at least had another lead vendor that offered me any type of thing where I'm able to kind of jumpstart with my agents. So that's huge too, because it's like at the end of the day, that's what we're here. That's at least what I'm here to do is to build my team, build myself up and kind of just keep it moving. So we're able to kind of do that as a unit. There's a lot of power in that for sure.
that's great. That's great. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking a few minutes just to chat with me tonight. I really appreciate your time. I'm glad you've been able to have so much, success, and we'll definitely have to. I know you're heading to convention here in about a month's time. We'll definitely have to catch up down there, and connect. But again, awesome job, Marisa. I'm so happy that you've had such a positive experience. I really do genuinely appreciate your kind words regarding, the support you've gotten from Aaron and me. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely. You got it. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Awesome, thanks. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for my chat with Marisa. We'll catch you in another interview very, very soon. And go out, make 2024 and an awesome year. We'll catch you guys in another video soon. Thanks.